Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about some wrestling news. Hurry around to it here. So, per PW Insider here, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits have switched to baby faces on WWE's internal roster. It was never going to work as heels, so I think it's the right idea. It probably would have, it worked for like a week, then you kind of got bored of just, booing. It's hard to hate them, like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. It's hard to hate Bobby specifically. The other two, especially Montez, will excel being heels. At this point, nobody's gonna boo Bobby Lashley in his career or the Street Profits. I feel like the only way they could get booed is if they attack someone like LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, or somebody. But even then they attacked Rey Mysterio and LWO and got cheered. People love Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. It's always going to happen. It's the right move. They should just now push them as baby faces. So the final hashtag WWE Raw before WrestleMania 40 will take place from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York on April 1st. So the final Raw before WrestleMania, the go-home show will be in Brooklyn in the Barclays. That should be a wild crowd before a wild week in Philadelphia in the Barclays Center. New York City is always top tier. I don't know what the card's going to be because that's still too far out for April, the last Raw for WrestleMania, but it should be a rowdy crowd. WWE, per PW Insider here, has been working on a Bray Wyatt project over the past week, with Bo Dallas being interviewed for it, and was in Pittsburgh this week for the company to film material. So they're currently filming, I guess, material for a Bray Wyatt project. Over the past week, Bo Dallas interviewed, and they were in an interview for it, and was in Pittsburgh to film, the material for it. So I think it'll be a documentary for it. I don't know when it's gonna come out if they have a documentary. But hopefully, I think it'll be a really good documentary. My guess is it'll be an A&E documentary, and or film his Hall of Fame induction video announcement, something like that. But yeah, maybe his family will still get all the proceeds, like all the money from the documentary. So we'll see. So take this report here with a grain of salt. Just take this report from a grain of salt. The Wrestling Observer Newsletter reported this morning, what we did have confirmed is the Australia rumors aren't accurate. Roman Reigns is not even scheduled for the show, which I think is a bunch of bullshit here from Dave Meltzer. That's why I say take with a grain of salt. Because why would Roman Reigns, when it was first announced they were in Australia, why would Roman Reigns put on his Twitter where he promoted in Australia? Kind of doesn't make sense. But he's never been advertised. There are no plans for him on that date right now. Period and quote from the Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on. I hope this isn't true and Roman Reigns is actually Elimination Chamber, because I don't want to see The Rock and Roman Reigns WrestleMania. People will be like, oh, but you actually Cody and Roman again. Yeah, because that first match is a banger, and you have more story material for a second match, where it's more likely Cody Rhodes will take the belt of Roman Reigns than The Rock. And The Rock and Roman Reigns' beat would probably be like spear, people's elbow, rock bottom, spear, Superman punch. Look at each other for a few minutes. It would be a boring match. Nobody wants that. I swear to God, if they have Rock and freaking Roman, they would take away, they would really screw over Cody Rhodes if that's true. I know there's two nights, but you're gonna have CM Punk and Seth Rollins on one of the other nights. So if this happens, man, it just sucks. You just can't trust Dave Meltzer though. I know people are like, oh, it makes no sense to do Rock Roman on a show that isn't WrestleMania. But you think they care if it makes sense? They're only doing it because they want money. I just want Cody to take the belt.
Hacker Matthew Judon, thanks so much for being with us. It's been an eventful 24 hours. What would you tell us about the feeling inside?
So hopefully,
knowing now that Gerard Mayo
Cody still gets his WrestleMania match and takes the belt. Judgment Day member R-Truth had the top-selling T-shirt on WWE Shop over the past 24 hours. Maybe and R-Truth's getting that comedy with the Judgment Day has been really funny to watch, and a bunch of people are buying that merchandise for R-Truth, which is good to see people respect R-Truth. So, per Fightful Select, Ric Flair has not been considered for any in-ring performing AEW, but has been actually pushing to do more physical spots. Excuse me? Why can't he just accept his match with Shawn at the end was the end of his career? It was a perfect emotional send-off. As far as I'm concerned, this is his real last match. Right, Ric Flair, just let it go, buddy. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Look, he's a grown man. He can do what he wants, but I would hate to see something happen to him. With these physical spots and him get hurt. So, no, I would not like this for Ric Flair. So, the tentative plan is for the trio of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to be known as, or renamed per WrestleVotes, The Pride. What? What? Huh? Maybe the Pride of the Line? I guess. But definitely an interesting name there. So, Seth Rollins talked about CM Punk via Jackie Redmond's show on NHL's YouTube. He said, "We're very similar. The difference is I can talk about my career and not have to mention him. He can't talk about his career without mentioning me. I understand where he's come from, I understand. I think he's always felt like he was the little brother. I've never tried to treat him that way. I've always tried to treat him like a peer. But some people, you just can't reach. He hates me. He hates me like Colorado Avalanche and the Red Wings." Man, this feud's gonna go really hard with Seth Rollins and CM Punk when it happens. And the hockey comparison. That feud's gonna be really fun to watch, the back and forth promos and then the match as well. So some in WWE are watching to see how Kevin Patrick does on #SmackDown without Michael Cole steering the ship, as there's a feeling in some circles that Patrick really needs to step up as an announcer in the months ahead if he wants to maintain that position. Period and quote from PW Insider. Guys, in WWE, he's awful. What more do you need to know? Didn't they already see his work on Raw with Corey Graves? He's not a good commentator. Like, we already know this. They're setting him up for freaking failure. He just needs to go. I grew tired of him just breathily screaming last names and moves. Well, it wasn't so bad with Cole there, but it's painful when he is a lead announcer. But I'll guarantee this. You can clip this. I'll say in the next few months, Kevin Patrick will be removed from commentary. So The Rock via his Instagram, we go all out and all in, and now we make history, raise the bar, and do things that have never been done before in WWE. Tony Khan be like, he's using my pay-per-view names. I just don't know what they're going to do with The Rock, man, because I want to see Cody take the belt off Roman. We don't want to see a 15-minute match like I mentioned. It's going to be same move, spear, rock bottom, people's elbow, the bloodline get involved, Roman retains. We want to see Cody take the belt and end Roman's kind of stale title reign now. Vice TV has renewed Dark Side of the Ring for a 5th season. The current plans for it to debut this March. So, love hearing the different stories told. Wonder which ones they're going to get. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting because Vice TV is pretty top notch. Give you completions on the outside. It'll be So it appears for Sting's final match at AEW Revolution, it'll be him teaming with Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. Of course, the Bucks want to leech off Sting's moment. Like Skip, how the EVPs involving themselves in business they don't have any business being in. So Samoa Joe will defend the AEW World Championship against Hook on AEW Dynamite next week live from North Charleston, Carolina. Kind of interesting, you know, where the Tony Khan drama, Jinder Mahal on Twitter, and with Hook, and now they're both getting title matches. Monday on Raw, and the next Wednesday on Dynamite. And the winner of the match is Jinder Mahal. So during Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager Part Dukes, not a part of the nerd community, second way, back in January of 2020, there was an altercation between Jericho and former WWS champion MVP Montel Vontavious Porter, where there were heated words exchanged that resulted in MVP knocking out Chris Jericho. Thank God Tony Khan wasn't on the ship. He would have jumped overboard and feared for his life. But yeah, anyways, that is crazy. MVP freaking knocked out Chris Jericho, and he was ballin'. Knockout part, I guess, is true, but MVP can actually fight. Freaking knocked out Chris Jericho, apparently. Which is really insane. But yeah. But yeah, that's really all to say here. So until next time, peace.